In this video, we will see how to edit the activity page that you find into your Polar Critics Pro or probably many other Polar watch. So if you press the lower left button and go into Start Training, you do see all of those activities, and inside the activities you have some data fields. So we will see how to manage the activities you will find on this first page, and we will also see how to adjust the data fields you will find inside the activity. So if you want to edit it, you will want to go onto the Polar app on your phone. You can go on the Polar website as well. That does work too, and it pretty much works the same way. So what you will want to do is go inside the hamburger menu and go down to Sport Profiles. From here, you can see that you can have up to 20 sport profiles into your watch. Actually, I'm using 12 of them. And if you want to add some others, you can hit the plus just right here and select the one that you want to add. Actually, this one is in red because it is already inside the watch. If I click it, I can't remove it. I'll show you how to do it later. But now if you select some others, well, you can only go one by one. So you select the one that you want to add, and well, then you can add it. So if I want to do disc golf, I can say done, and now I will have disc golf just right here, and I can move it into the order that I want. So if I want to set it right there, well, it's now number 8. If I put it there, it's now number 11, and the other one move left or right. You see? And if you want to delete it, you can hit it and hit remove. This way, remove, the activity is gone. Now, if you want to adjust the sport profile to your taste, let's say I will go for running. I will edit that sport profile. Edit. So in this page, we will find a lot of things. The first thing will be the auto lap. You can enable or disable it. Basically, the auto lap is something that will create a lap automatically based on what you want. So the default one is by distance and is set to 1 kilometer by default. But as you can see, if you hit 1 kilometer, you can adjust it to the distance you want. You can also set it for duration. So this one is for 10 minutes, for example. Do you want to create a lap every 15 minutes or something like that? It's up to you to choose. And if you go for a location, well, this one will do a lap every time you pass at the point you start the activity. So that's really up to you. The default one is by distance at every kilometer, and you will have a beeping something, a chime on the watch every time you do 1 kilometer to tell you, well, you've done your 1 kilometer and here's the result. You can also fully disable it if you don't want it. Okay, now let's talk about the 3 next point. It's the unit when trainings. Basically, we will see that later, but when you choose your data fields, you can't have, for example, speed and pace in the same activity. It is one or the other. So from here, you choose what you want to see. So when you are running, do you want to see your pace, so minute per kilometer, or do you want to see your speed, kilometers per hour? The default one for running is the pace, but I did manually change it just to test it. But yeah, you can't have both. That's the way it is. So you choose speed or pace. Let's put it back to pace. And let's talk about the heart rate. Do you want to have your beats per minute, the percentage of your max, or the percentage of your reserve? The difference between max and reserve is that, let's say that your maximum is 200 and you're going at 150 beats per minute. So you are at 75% of your maximum. About the reserve, that works differently. The reserve will say that, well, the minimum your heart can go is 50 and the maximum is still 200. So putting it that way, the difference between your minimum and maximum is 150. And when you're going at 150, you are 100 over 50. So you're 100 over 50, so you are at 66.6%. That's the difference. Now, let's come back to that application. The next one is the power. So do you want to see your watts per kilogram, or the percentage of the maximum aerobic power? And sorry, I'm not the best guy to tell you about that one. Then you've got the custom zones. So do you want to edit your zones, or you just let Polar set it automatically for your age or your metabolism? So, but if you really have those information from a trainer or something like that, you can input it manually. You do also have a zone lock. That is just an information. It tells you that if you, when you are into an activity, I think it's when you press and hold the start, is it that? To activate zone lock on your watch, press and hold the start button to lock the zone you are in. So basically, if you are going into zone 3 and you want to remain inside zone 3, you press and hold the start button, and it will beep if you go higher, and it will beep if you go lower. It will help you to stay inside that zone. The next one is the heart rate visible to other devices. So basically, if you're training inside and want to share the heart rate of your watch to another device, well, you just enable it, and automatically the watch will turn itself into, let's say, a Bluetooth heart rate device on steroids. But probably if you're doing something outside, that is not something you want. You can always turn that manually every time you do an activity, but if there's an activity you do that require you to share your heart rate of the watch to another device, well, just turn that on and it will be turned on automatically. The next one will be about the windows. So actually, what you can see here is the default window. It does show the heart rate zone pointer. The zone pointer is when you see that graph on top of the screen, and it does point where you are, plus your actual heart rate, and then distance, speed, and duration. But if I go inside here, I can, let's say, swap speed between distance if I just hold it, or I can move anything to anywhere, or I can also change information into what I find under it. If I quit that page here, I can also add up to 8 page. So if I want a second page and I want maybe more information about altitude, well, let's say I can have a screen for altitude. So altitude, ascent, descent, and incline, decline. So you just press on it and it does change the information. When you do have 4 information already on the screen and do press on another one, well, it will, as you can see, change the last one. So what do we have as information here? You've got the time of the day, the duration, the lap, the time of the actual lap, the time of the previous lap. If you have automatic lap, as we have seen earlier, a lap and an automatic lap is not the same thing. It is not count the same way. So you can also see those information into environment. So we've got altitude, so the elevation you are right now. You've got the number of meters or feet you have climb or descent. You have incline, decline. This one, I'm pretty sure it's about the hill grade. You've got heart rate, or average heart rate, maximum average heart rate. Same principle as we have seen a bit earlier. And then the same information about lap and automatic lap, calories. Again, same thing about lap. You've got distance, last lap distance, or the actual lap distance. They are pretty obvious. Speed, is there something that is not obvious? Actually, you see speed, I set it to pace. And as I told you, it does swap all the information. So actually, because I set it to pace, it still show speed, but when I'll go into the watch, it will be pace. And eventually, when they will be synced together, it will come back to pace. That one is a bit weird. I don't know why they didn't just put speed and pace and let you choose inside here. But whatever. You've got your cadence, you've got power, and yeah, that's all the information you can add here. What do we have a little bit lower? Additional views. So those one are screens that are pre-built to show you some graph about your speed, heart rate, time of the day. Time of the day, I think, is just a big time of the day. If you want to have screen for interval, if you want to have some program into your activity, you can enable or disable them just right here. Actually, turn them all on, try it, and remove the one that you think are useless. The tap seems to be that button and is quite weird because, well, I'm not able to change it. So, yeah. You want to enable automatic pause. Basically, if you stop running at some point, it will stop. It will pause the activity. That's basically it. Personally, I always leave that option to off. Do you want to have vibration feedback or no? That's up to you. And finally, you have the GPS recording rate. So do you want to record at every second, every minute, or every 2 minutes? Personally, I record everything at 1 second. I think 1 minute is a very huge gap. Maybe if you're walking, that's not too bad, but still, I prefer to have it every second. But yes, of course, the battery will go empty much quicker. And finally, the altitude. Do you want the barometric altitude with that activity? You can choose to have it on or off. And that's pretty much, that's it. When you are done, well, you hit done just right here on the upper right corner. And what you will want to do to sync that activity inside your watch will be to press and hold the lower left button, and the watch will sync with the phone. And now that the watch is sync, let's come back to running. I want to show you about the speed and the pace. If I come back here into the screen here, well, it's still in speed. It's still on speed. But if I go inside the watch, it will be pace. If I start training and go running, as you can see here, we have pace. So really, what you want to take as good information is what you see here. If you see pace or speed anywhere inside that that window, don't trust it. Trust the information that is here. So if you want pace, just set it to pace here, minute per kilometer, and take speed or pace inside here. It will be pace inside the watch. So yeah, that's it.
So this is it. Thank you for watching. I hope it helps. If yes, please smash the like button. If you are planning to buy this watch, you can see my link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can find me back easily next time you need help. If you want to see my other tutorial about this watch, you can see my playlist just right here. And you can also find me on my main channel just right there. Thank you for watching. Take care and see ya.